Are you a fan of the 90s classic arcade games? Hi there everyone, Sacred R here, coming to you from Revolver Gaming Network, the network that revolves around you. Today we'll be doing a game review for AngerForce Reloaded. The game is developed by Screambox Network and published by eHome Entertainment Development. We here at Revolver Gaming Network would like to thank both of them for the opportunity to review their game. Before we get into things, let's check out this awesome trailer.
There is a prophecy that says humans will meet their end, and machines will take their place as the new rulers of this world. Brutal enemies. 4 heroes arise. Challenge cruel bosses. Crushing enemies with your friends. AngerForce Reloaded.
Also, as always everyone, please make sure to check us out here at Revolver Gaming Network across all our social media. Make sure to join, let your voices be heard, and let's make a difference together. So what is AngerForce Reloaded all about? The game is an action-packed, vertical scrolling shoot-'em-up game that will bring you back to your classic arcade games from the 1990s. The game adds a comic art style that turns this 2D animation game into a 3D-like entertainment. Also, you will explore the story and secrets lying within. So, mainly with my experience so far playing the game, I've played about 3 or 4 hours of the game, and it brought me back to, I want to say the game was called something like 1945 or something, where you are a spaceship or an airship all the way at the bottom of your screen, and you're vertically scrolling up, and you have all sorts of enemies, all sorts of different spaceships, and all sorts of different enemies trying to attack you with bullets and bombs and all sorts of great stuff. And along the way, as you're scrolling up, the game has all sorts of awesome music going along with the game. The graphics look very well done, and it has, it just keeps you going. It keeps you really entertained. The game is fairly easy, but you're going to get through the game really quickly. And it, like I said, it just brings you back to that classic arcade, going and inserting your quarters into the machines and trying to get as far as you can, defeating all the ships like I mentioned. And, there's really not much more else to explain in the game itself. There's a lot of leveling up. You have all sorts of, every time you get through a level or a stage of a level, you're able to replenish your ships. You're able to buy some extra bombs or like I said, health, or all sorts of different other things to be able to help you get through each stage. And then as you are progressing through the game, you are saving all these points, and you can upgrade you have 4 main characters within the game. Each of these 4 main characters have a different sort of health to damage ratio. So one of them is just equal, one of them has a higher attack than defense, another one has a higher defense than attack, and there's another one that just has way super high attack and barely any defense. So you are, as I mentioned, you're just trying to simply, there's just very few levels to get through to get to your main enemy. Usually each of the levels lasts about a minute to 2 minutes, depending on how long it takes you to kill the boss. Sometimes 3 or 4 minutes, but it has a good amount of levels for you to get through. And like I said, all sorts of upgrades and all sorts of great stuff. Very entertaining. So just a few things to mention if I didn't already. Like I said, it's a 90s arcade classic style game. You have 7 stages with 10 bosses. So each stage, I think the 7 stages is the hard difficulty. There's they call it the noob difficulty that has 3 stages. Then there's a normal difficulty with 5, and then there's a hard difficulty or expert difficulty, I believe, with 7 stages. And like I said, each stage has its own boss at the end, and as the stages progress, the bosses get harder and harder. Some stages in the end have 2 bosses. So that progresses through that. As I already mentioned, there's 4 characters to choose from with the different attack and defense ratios, and then all the upgradable abilities and health and all that good jazz. So there's plenty to keep you active. In my personal opinion, I thought the gameplay was very fun. Again, it brought me back to the classic, going to the arcade. This was one of the games that I always played. I hate to mention and reference these indie provider games to a game, but it reminded me a lot of, I believe it was called 1945, where again you're just a ship at the bottom of the screen, and you're just wiggling your way through all the bullets thrown at you and trying to kill all the ships and enemies that trying to attack you. And very, very simple, very easy, and very fun. And then I thought the graphics were nice and cartoonish. It had like the comic look to it as well, and it made it look really decent. It kind of brought a 2D game into a 3D art style that made it look more new to today's year. I thought the music to the game, it had great music. It kept me going. They have, I want to say, it has listed here 20 different tracks to the game, so it doesn't lack with music, and all the music definitely really sounded, how do I want to put it? It made you motivated to get to the end. Like as you were progressing through the level, the music was getting more dangerous sounding and more just really, I can't think of the word at this moment, but the music just kept getting better and better and better as you got through the level to get you motivated. And then once you got to the boss kind of had its own music to itself. So that was pretty cool. And as always, the controls were super easy, nothing different, nothing new. With everything mentioned so far, I believe that the asking price of $9.99 US dollars is very well priced and very well worth it. I would definitely buy it if you are interested in the game that I have described so far. For you achievement hunters out there, the game right now I'm reviewing this game ahead of time before it launches. It launches in, as of when I'm speaking right now, in about 2 days. So right now the achievements are not available. I can't say for sure if there's going to be achievements on this game. I'm guessing there will be, seeing as though it's on Xbox right now that I'm reviewing it for, but they have not released it they have not released the achievements ahead of time like most games that I have reviewed in the past have. So can't tell you anything about the achievements, unfortunately, at this time. So far with my experience playing the game AngerForce Reloaded, I'm personally going to rate the game a 9 out of 10. I think the only thing that could really improve this game is if they put more levels into the game and maybe more characters and just leveling up. Otherwise, it has a great amount of everything already. You're going to get plenty of gameplay out of it. I just think if they added a little bit more levels and maybe one more character and more leveling up, that it would definitely make this game a 10 out of 10, very easy to buy. And maybe they will, as the game progresses. So once again, I, Sacred R here, would like to thank the developer Screenbox Network and the publisher eHome Entertainment Development for the opportunity to review their game. Please make sure to check them out across all their social media let them know that Revolver Gaming Network sent you. Also, as always, make sure to check us out here across all our social media here at Revolver Gaming Network. Make sure to join. Let's make a difference together, and let's make our voices be heard. Till next time, everyone, please make sure to game responsibly and game with a buddy.